the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. We're having ourselves a good day. Started off plenty early this morning up in the Bay City, Essexville area, giving out potatoes, potato chips, and schedules for the Munger Potato Festival, which kicks off next week Thursday, back here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester. Matt, good to see you this morning. How's everything going?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing today?
Hey, not too bad. Mostly sunny skies, just an absolutely gorgeous morning. We were outside in it with the sunrise and very little, if any, breeze at all. A little bit more in the way of clouds and some rain shower activity in the Upper Peninsula. But for the most part, that has all cleared, for the most part, off to the east. We're still seeing a little bit of it in the extreme eastern portion of the Upper Peninsula. Over the last 24 hours, Alpena did pick up close to 1/10 of an inch of rain right along the bridge area and just immediately south of the Straits. There was some shower activity being reported within the last couple of hours. Right now, though, Matt, around these parts, we're looking at mostly sunny skies. Temperature-wise, what do we have?
Well, over at the airport, it's sunny at 71. In Midland, it's also sunny at 71. And here at Radio Center, it's mostly sunny at 71. We have northwest winds at 3 miles per hour, and our pressure is 30.00, and it's steady.
We're going to look at those winds shift just a little bit as we go into the afternoon, coming more westerly, and then maintaining the partly to mostly sunny skies all day and clear skies tonight. If you thought it was a little cool last night, West Branch was at 49. We did have a few in the Great Lakes Bay area that were reporting 54, 53. In the Bad Axe area, it was 54 degrees. Essexville, where we were a little bit earlier, it was 56. And it does appear as though we're going to see more of that tonight, with a west becoming a southeast breeze after midnight tonight. Now, during the day tomorrow, we're going to be looking at mostly sunny skies, a few more clouds in the afternoon, but still, for the most part, mostly sunny. 82 is our projected high with a southeast breeze about 10 miles per hour. Then moving into tomorrow night, we'll see an increase in the clouds. A low pressure system over eastern Minnesota is going to be moving into Wisconsin overnight. As a result, we'll have a south breeze and we'll have a chance of some precipitation. Not a lot. Coverage area isn't going to be all that great tomorrow night. But moving into the day on Thursday, we'll see more clouds than sun. There is a chance of seeing some showers right off the bat in the morning on Thursday. I think the best chance is going to be moving through the noon and into the afternoon hours. Coverage area will be quite widespread on Thursday, and we will be looking somewhere around, I want to say, 1/4 of an inch. Some of you might pick up a little bit more. Again, due to the spottiness of the amount of precipitation. But again, as far as coverage is concerned, a lot of the state is going to see some form of precipitation on Thursday. Later on, moving into the evening hours on Thursday, that's when we'll begin to see some clearing, and the coverage area of whatever showers there will be on Thursday night will be a lot more widespread. To start off the day on Friday, we're going to be looking at partly cloudy skies. Moving into the afternoon hours, the chances of precipitation will once again rear up. But we're not looking for a lot of coverage area Friday afternoon. And then by Friday night, things should clear off. Our temperature on Friday, 78, 58 for a low on Friday night. Then moving into the weekend, sunshine on Saturday, sunshine on Sunday. There will be a chance of a weak system moving through later in the day on Sunday night. And also the same forecast for Monday. Our high on Saturday will be 78. Our high on Sunday and Monday will be in the low 80s. Record high in this state is 100, set back in 1930. The record low, 45, set in 1924. A year ago, we had a warm one. 89 was our high, 64 was our low. No precipitation. As of today, a year ago, we had just under 1.25 inches of precipitation. As of today, as of yesterday, and for the month of July, we're looking at 4.65 inches of precipitation at the airport. So I want to say roughly 4 times the amount of rain as of today versus a year ago. Now, 2.09 is the record amount of precipitation on this date. That was set back in 1959. And the warmest, July the 18th ever, was set way back in 1942. Our high was 97. Our low was 77. So very warm. And crops, humans, everybody don't really seem to appreciate 77 degrees at night. We don't have too many of those, but when we do, they always say you can hear the corn growing, and you can also hear and see the fungal diseases just cropping up out of everywhere. So, long-range outlook to take us through the 31st of the month, slightly above average on the temperatures, about normal as far as precipitation goes. So, we're going to be moving into, once again, a warm period. And I don't know if many of you are aware, but now we have begun to see the second half of the summer. Usually, the warmest average temperature that we get for this time of the year is 83. And yesterday was the last day that our average temperature was 83. Average temperature today is 82. So we're beginning to back off now and head back into the second half of summer when it comes to average temperatures, high and low. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, who do we have, Matthew?
We have Rick Hollister from the Andersons up next.
And, of course, Doug Klein to give us a little bit more about what's going on in Chicago. But before we get to all of that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth. They've got a pretty good stock right now of those farm all tractors. Now's the time to check them out because no matter what you need with your operation, whether you're in farming or whether you just have a big yard, there's a farm all tractor for you to get the job done right. 35 to 140 horsepower, that's what they have on display. That farm all says it all, including what it does. It farms all. No matter what your job, Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth knows that getting the job done starts with choosing the right farm all tractor. They carry that wide range of Case IH farm all tractors, so you'll find the right fit everywhere from the Value Pack Compact Farm All A to the Deluxe Compact Farm All C and C Series with cabs. No matter what you're doing, Can Do comes in red. Learn more. Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, they've got them doing it right longer. We say good morning to Rick Hollister over at the Andersons. And Rick, you picked a good day to give the prices.
Good morning, Terry. Got a lot of green on the Chicago Board of Trade today. Crop ratings last night improving, but not as fast as as most in the trade were looking for. Corn conditions, about 2% of the crop jumped up into the good to excellent category. Still just kind of rated mediocre overall, and we expected that there'd be more of it rated good to excellent than what we've got. 4% of soybeans jumped up into the good to excellent nationwide. Michigan soybean crops actually jumped a little harder than that on the ratings, but I guess beauty is always in the eye of the beholder, and we expected that the ratings would jump a little better than that with the rainy spell that we've had here for the last couple 3 weeks across the Midwest.
I think the jury is still out, Rick. It's looking pretty good right now, but if we can hold this for another week, I think it'll look a whole lot better, because you're right. We did move some acreage from the fair to the good category, but I agree with you. I didn't see the move as dramatic as what I thought, especially when it came to the corn. Corn really seemed to jump. Yes.
Some of it, I think, is the edge rows look pretty good, and you can't see over them anymore. So you think the whole field looks great now. But the other thing today, the extended forecasts out in the 6 to 7 to 10 even beyond forecasts are decidedly a little drier and a little warmer across the Midwest. Not just for here, but across the Midwest. Than what they have been. So, if the heat that we've seen in other parts of the country, west, south, and east, if that ends up in the Midwest, could still, have an impact on the crop. So we're keeping an eye on that forward weather, which is, futures markets are always trying to trade the future, not the past. So, that's the chatter today. All about how about our new crop yields.
So right now on the board, what do you have?
Yeah, at Hemlock right now, old crop corn for July delivery is at 541, new crop at 461, and January up to 487 for January delivery. Soybeans for old crop at 1421, new crop at 1336, January at 1361 there also. Red wheat here for July or August, new crop delivery at 587. The new crop white wheat at 652.
All right. You have a great day, Rick.
Yeah, thanks, Terry. You too.
You bet. Rick Hollister over at the Andersons. Let's check and see what's going on right now. Over to Oppenheimer we go with Doug Klein. The market report brought to you by Kryzak's House Family Restaurant. Got an event that you need to supply the food at? Not a problem. Kryzak's House will take care of you. 989-894-5531. They're also a great place to dine in. Do whatever you need to do to get that food tasting and looking great. You can, with the help of Kryzak's House. Great place to dine in, as we said, so maybe give that person in the kitchen a little bit of a break. Reserve a table at 989-894-5531 as well. Kryzak's House, corner of Cass in Michigan, on Bay City's south side. And by Costello Painting, specializing in all types of painting and hot rubber bin seal. Farmers as well as businesses know that Pete the Painter repairs and paints barns and roofs. Give him a call right now, 517-667-0982, and schedule your job. He paints barns, grain bins, houses, as well as Morton buildings. One call does it all, but get a hold of him. His calendar is filling up pretty quick, and he is around in the area right now. Pete does free estimates as well. Pete Costello Painting. Morning, Doug. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Hey, not too bad. I've got a report. I don't know if we're going to have time to do it, but it looks like farm groups all across the country are not cutting the Biden administration any slack right now.
Good.
Yeah, it's getting a little tacky right now.
Well, let's just forgive all the loans.
Oh, gosh.
We'll be all set.
Wow.
About $1 million combine last year. Could you forgive that for me?
Yeah.
What
There you go.
heck? Oh, it's only money. Just print the money. God. Well, yeah, the banks had earnings this morning. We mentioned that yesterday, that they were expecting some pretty good earnings. So Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, and Schwab all had fantastic earnings. Of course, they're paying, 0.2 on their savings, and they're loaning it out for 8%.
Mhm.
That's almost usury, but it's okay.
I thought you were going to use a different word.
Yeah, it's
Obscene.
almost obscene.
Yeah, there you go.
God. So anyway, yeah, that's got the stock market moving up. Dow Jones is the most up because there's more banking exposure there, so they're up 1%. S&P is up 0.4, and the Nasdaq is just finally breaking even on the day. So they were most of the day they were down, but now they're getting on board. So we'll see where it takes us. So anyway, like I said, everything's in the green. The September corn 5.15 3/4 up 16.5. December corn 5.21.5 up 15.5. The August soybeans 14.97 1/4 up 13 1/4. November soybeans 13.95.5 up 17.5. September wheat 6.66 1/4 up 12.5, and December wheat is 6.86 1/4 up 12.5. Crude oil 75.21, that's up $1.06. Heating oil is 259.12, that's up 2.7 cents. Gasoline is 267.40, up 4.2 cents. Natural gas 258 1/4, that's up 8 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3181 Canadian, that's down 15 ticks. The dollar buys 138.87 yen, that's up 16 ticks. The euro's at 112.23, down 11 ticks. And the dollar's at 99.95, that's still under 100. It is up 11 ticks. Gold's at 1984.70, finally participating, up $28.40. Silver's 24.96, up 12.5 cents. And platinum's at $997.50, up $10 even.
All righty. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks, Doug. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. We were talking about the crop weather, the crop progress report. Here in Michigan right now, about 40% of the corn is rated good to excellent. 46% is now rated fair. Soybeans looking at 34% good to excellent. Fair, 51%. The winter wheat, 45% good to excellent category. 42% is rated fair. And as far as the harvest is concerned, we're moving right along as far as the wheat goes, but still, according to the latest statistics statewide, 30% of the winter wheat is harvested in the state. That compares to the 5-year average of 30%. So pretty much right on target. The dry beans now 37% good to excellent. Fair condition is 44%. Sugar beets 54% good to excellent. The fair condition is 33%. WSGW Radio, along with Michigan Sugar Star, the West Milling, and American Crystal Sugar Beets, are presenting the Michigan Fruit Pie Competition at the Saginaw Fair. It's going to be Tuesday, August the 1st, and we want you to be a part of it. You could win one of 3 cash prizes. All you got to do is send me your favorite homemade baked fruit pie recipe using Michigan sugar. Just send it to me, Henne at WSGW.com, or you can go to WSGW.com and look for the registration instructions. Now, you got to get it in here. The deadline is approaching pretty quick. So for more information, as I said, go to WSGW.com and look for the Michigan Fruit Pie Competition box. Now, Tuscola County Fair starts next week. Matter of fact, it starts on Sunday. And the folks at Steiner Tractor invite you to attend the truck and tractor pull competition. That's going to be held in front of the grandstand on Tuesday night. Steiner Tractor, new parts for old tractors made easy. 800-234-3280 or go to steinertractor.com. Going to take a quick break, and then Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency is next.
Hi, I'm Steve Cook from Cook Chevrolet Ambassador. I don't know if you heard what I heard on the news. I was shocked. They said that the average car payment in America is $762 a month. Can you even believe it? $762 a month? Well, at Cook Chevrolet, that's fake news, and here's the proof. You can purchase a brand new Chevy Trax for around $20,000, and if you lease it, your payment could be as low as $220 a month. Right now, you can lease a Chevy Blazer for $262. You can lease a Silverado 4-door crew cab for $334 a month. I don't know what Kool-Aid they're drinking in the rest of the country, but at Cook Chevrolet in Vassar, you can lease almost any Chevrolet for far less than $762. How about less than half or maybe even 2/3 less? Get out today. That's Cook Chevrolet, M15, top of the hill in Vassar.
Payments based on GM employee and family lease, 10,000 miles per year, and includes all rebates. Call or visit us online at cookchevysuperstore.com. Chevy, find new roads.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. They are equipped to help you, Mr. Farmer, side dress on your corn with dry or liquid. They're also available to you as far as any insect control goes. As Vic mentioned yesterday, the corn is especially getting a little bit tall for some spraying conditions. So it might be a very good idea to give him a jingle and tell him what your situation is. And maybe he can help scout the fields a little bit and tell you what you have in those fields and what a good solution might be. Freeland Bean and Grain, they're ready to help you with your farming operation. Serving you since 1983, where serving you is their business. Along with me, Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. And Craig, we were talking a little bit earlier about the wheat harvest and how far along we are. And last week, we were talking a little bit about combine awareness, especially when it comes to fires, that sort of thing. Let's talk a little bit more about hauling the finished product. And maybe you're going to have somebody else haul it for you.
Right, Terry. You mentioned we still have quite a ways to go with the wheat harvest, so maybe you know somebody who's done, and they're going to help you out and haul your grain into the elevator for you, which is always a good thing and certainly helpful. But you want to make sure that if you're the person that is having your stuff hauled to the elevator, that you have a certain coverage on your auto policy. It's kind of got a goofy name. It's called hired and non-owned auto. And so where that comes into play is, let's say your neighbor's hauling for you and they get into an accident and there's a subsequent lawsuit filed. You can be pulled into that lawsuit because you're the reason that truck was on the road. Even though it's not your truck, it's hauling your product, and the lawyers will send you a fun little letter that you'll definitely have to respond to. So you want to make sure you've got that coverage on your auto policy if you're having anybody haul for you.
Good suggestion. A lot of folks just don't think of that.
No, it's not really something top of mind unless you're in the insurance business. So that's what we pay attention to.
All righty. Craig, have a great day.
We will, Terry. Thanks.
You bet. Talk to you again. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. All right, Matthew, we alluded to this a few minutes ago. The Biden administration is not getting any slack, or is not getting cut any slack when it comes to foreign policy of agricultural products. Our CJ Miller with Michigan Ag Today filed this report.
President Biden and his administration have been missing in action when it comes to ag trade. That's the response from one ag leader. Eric Pfeiffer has more.
We got to have an administration that just simply engages. There is no engagement right now in trade.
That's Don Schiefelbein, past president of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, pleading for the Biden administration to engage on trade. On his Minnesota farm, he shared with Ways and Means lawmakers that he recently couldn't get U.S. beef at a restaurant in the U.K., where U.S. beef has hit its quota under ancient agreements. Many in agriculture have begged and pleaded the Biden administration for more action on trade. Ag Secretary Tom Vilsack, back in April at an ag appropriations hearing, reminded lawmakers that we've had back-to-back record years of farm exports.
Tariff reductions and an expansion of the safeguard in Japan has led to more beef exports. Tariff reductions on corn, wheat, and frozen pork in Vietnam. Tariff reductions in the Philippines for corn, pork, and poultry. Tariff reductions to expand opportunities and blending requirements for expansion of ethanol in Panama. Expanded poultry access in the Middle East.
But Schiefelbein told NCBA's Beltway Beef podcast the White House refuses to do more traditional market opening free trade agreements.
Right now, we have a trade group in this current administration that I called MIA, missing in action. Here we have all these people who want to do business with America, and they're being stonewalled with an administration for whatever reason we don't know, but they just don't seem to want to engage in trade.
And that's a view that Schiefelbein says is held in both parties.
That was Eric Pfeiffer with Michigan Ag Today. Farm Service brought to you by Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. Joining us now, we have David Anderson over at Baird & Company. David, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you, Terry?
Hey, we're doing great. How are the folks in New York doing?
They're doing well also. We have the Dow Jones Industrial Average ahead 377 points at 34,963 on volume of 299 million shares. Have the NASDAQ ahead 34 points at 14,279, volume of 377 million shares there. S&P up 22 points at 4,545. Locally, stocks are also feeling the love. Deere up 507 at 425.25. Caterpillar ahead 386 at 261.32. CMS Energy down 49 cents at 59.50. Dow up 71 cents at 53.14. DuPont up 71 cents at, DuPont up $1.36 at 73.94. Corteva up 67 cents at 55.26. Huntington Bank up 18 cents at 11.58. Independent Bank up 53 cents at 18.66. GM down 5 pennies at 38.69. Ford down 12 cents at 13.98. Mosaic up $1.99 at 37.75, and AT&T up 13 cents at 13.66.
David Anderson, thank you. You have a great day, okay?
You as well. Take care.
You bet. David Anderson with Baird & Company. We'll be right back.
Now over to Christine, reporting live with the weather.
Well, Ted, yesterday's sunshine is now a torrential downpour. And with so many farmers harvesting, this really is a disaster. Except for Bob here.
Hello.
Bob, you use Sharpen herbicide from BASF as a harvest aid.
Yep.
With premium desiccation and control over late season weeds, it's harvest time when you say it is.
Sharpen herbicide works. Always read and follow label directions.
Well, the precipitation was really well needed, but as far as our vegetable industry is concerned, kind of tough. Spread of diseases on asparagus, onions, and tomatoes. And we're also seeing some pest problems in squash as well as other vegetables here in the state. So looks as though the spraying continues to try to take care of those issues. We now conclude our program with a playing of our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.